Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. We have a lot to talk about today. Some of the items we're talking about: a new twist in an infamous murder, why two brothers may be home for the holidays after more than 3 decades in prison. Also, a hazmat scare for residents in a Gulf Breeze neighborhood. We're going to tell you what caused all this in the first place. Plus, a man charged in the murder of a 14-year-old found not guilty, but why he could still get jail time. Hang on tight. It's time for WKRG News 5 now.
This is News 5 Now, streaming live to your neighborhood and around the world.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roseanne Haven. So glad to be with you on this Thursday evening for WKRG News 5 Now. This is a time where we get together, we talk about the big stories, we share what you think about those, we share your answers to our question of the day. We're going to see how you voted in our Facebook poll. Let's get straight to the big stories right now as we count those down for you. Number 5. The Menendez brothers. Turns out they're going to be re-sentenced for the murders of their parents. The Los Angeles County DA made that announcement this afternoon around 4 o'clock. Now, the case will still have to go through the court system, right? The DA is recommending 50 years to life, and if granted, the brothers will be immediately eligible for parole. Eric and Lyle originally sentenced to life without parole for the 1989 slayings of their parents in Beverly Hills. A huge, huge story. Moving on to number 4, a fire danger advisory issued for 22 Alabama counties as we continue to deal with dry conditions. Don't know about you, but my yard is crunchy, crispy. This advisory from the Alabama Forestry Commission includes Mobile, Baldwin, Clark, Monroe, Escambia, and Washington counties. Officials say the advisory will remain in effect until there is significant rainfall. A burn restriction, though, has not been issued. Officials still urge you not to burn anything outside. Now, we're going to move on to number 3. Ooh, this is so much fun. The witches and warlocks are out in Fairhope tonight. It's the Baldwin Humane Society's annual Witches Ride through downtown Fairhope. If this doesn't get you in the mood for Halloween, I don't know what will. All of the money raised from this event goes toward the animals at the Baldwin Humane Society. They do so much on the Eastern Shore and in Baldwin County. Organizers tell us last year they raised more than $60,000. They had more than 70 witches riding on bikes to fly around the streets of Fairhope. You know, afterward, they have a fabulous ball if you have tickets. This is an event people plan way in advance for, but if you didn't and you want to just go check it out, go ahead. The witches are lining up right now, and they're going to be flying through the city starting at 6 o'clock in just a few minutes. Now let's go to number 2. We're told things are back to normal now, but check this out. You see that cloud in the sky? Well, a hazmat scare in Northwest Florida today. It forced people to evacuate their homes. Others had to shelter inside. This happened in Gulf Breeze this morning. It all started when the operator of a tanker truck filled with hydrogen peroxide was trying to refill the water tower. Firefighters say the truck was overfilled. That eventually led to a fire and chemical leak, sending that 50-foot smoke cloud we showed you earlier into the sky on Gulf Breeze Parkway near Great Oaks Drive. Fire crews, there's that cloud. Fire crews evacuated 2 homes. Hazmat teams worked to contain the leak. They lifted that shelter-in-place order around 1 o'clock this afternoon, and we're told no injuries, so that's certainly a good thing. Now, number 1. A man has been found not guilty of murder in the shooting death of a 14-year-old. Kentrell Freeman, one of 6 suspects charged in the February 22 shooting death of Daniel Blackman at a home on Cheshire Drive South in Mobile. Police say Blackman was shot several times while sitting on the front porch. Now, the jury was hung on the shooting into an occupied dwelling charge. The DA's office is reconsidering whether it's or considering whether or not to retry Freeman for that. Another suspect, Kelvin Estelle Jr., pleaded guilty earlier this week to the murder. He's been sentenced to 20 years in prison. And the other four suspects, Sidney Collins, Ryan Kidd, Deontay Kimbrough, and Terriana Thompson, all awaiting trial. And that's a look at our big stories at this hour. Now we're going to talk about the question of the day. We're going to see how you answered. Going to share some of your answers. Here we go. Now, earlier this week, we told you about a Baldwin County man, a gentleman from Lillian. Ooh, you may say he struck it rich. Some folks would say, oh, yeah, who would not want to be in his shoes right now? He has won $1.2 million in those scratch-off lottery tickets, you know. Well, he bought one at a store in Florida. And we want to know, you know, we all like to do a little dreaming. What would you do with $1.2 million in lottery winnings? Wow. Michael Ladnier says, I wouldn't be driving a school bus in the morning. Kelly Dana says, pay off my house, buy a new car, and take my kids on a much-needed vacation. All right, I feel that. Sammy Grantham, I'd go grocery shopping, and with what's left, I'd go see a movie, right? The price of groceries these days, whew, not fun. And then Tracy Nickel Davis says, pay off some bills, buy a home, a vehicle, a four-wheeler, and move my mom into a suite in my backyard. How sweet is that? Billy Robinson, hey, Billy, I know Billy. She says, would live comfortably. Melanie Faulkner says, first thing, get a new phone number. Okay, everybody will want to call and say, hey, friend, you never know. Or don't you owe me some money for... Who knows? Everybody jokes about that. But yeah, what would you do? We can dream. We encourage you to keep on posting what you would do with that money if you were to win. Okay, now we're going to move on over to our Facebook poll. A new policy for minors at the Fairhope Library went into effect Tuesday. Children 17 and younger now have to have their parents' permission to check out certain books. What do you think? Should these kids have their parents' permission? Should it be required for minors to check out library books? Here's how you voted. 55% said, yeah, I want to be able to give my kids permission, or they should have to have permission. 45% of you said, no, let the kids check out what they want. And now we want you to participate in our new question of the day. Go to our WKRG Facebook page and participate in that. We want to know, what do you think of the Menendez brothers possibly being released from prison? Over the years, so many people have talked about this. This was such a highly publicized case, and a lot of things coming out. You know, we had heard about the alleged abuse, and more things coming out, and their convictions and being sent away to prison just didn't sit well with a lot of folks. We want to know, what do you think about it? Tell us. And we also want you to vote in our next Facebook poll, and that will be Pritchard's water tower could be demolished. You know, that water tower, something looks like a spaceship or some other things. It's kind of oddly shaped, if you ask me. But would you be sad to see it go, or have you seen it in Pritchard for so long, especially, you know, if you're on the interstate going by and there it is? Would you be sad to see it go? Is it a cool landmark to you? Let us know, and we'll share what you think. We're going to share those results tomorrow right here on News 5 Now. In the meantime, if your TV's not on right now, what are you waiting for? WKRG News 5 at 6 is going to be on soon. And right now, the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell is on. And keep it there, because at 6 o'clock, Pete and I will be there. And we're going to see what Ed says about the weather. It's been so nice. For those of you who are coming out Saturday for the American Cancer Society's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk, I hope to see you there. It's such a wonderful event. It's Saturday morning in Bienville Square, And we're going to see what he says about what the temperature and conditions will be for all of us coming out. You know, some years it's really cold and we have to bundle up. I have a fond memory of my daughter. She's 19 now, but when she was really little or younger, and she had her sparkly little ear muffs. It's just a wonderful family tradition for us to attend. So we hope you come on out to Mobile's Bienville Square for that. Now, Gerhard Mathangani is going to be doing sports today on WKRG News 5 at 6. He will reveal the band of the week, and he has a special announcement from the Senior Bowl. That's coming up on WKRG News 5 at 6. For now, I thank you for spending some time with me for WKRG News 5 Now. I hope you have a blessed remainder of your Thursday evening, and see you on News 5 at 6. Bye.